Hi, it's Michelle. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Michelle. I make videos about books. Please hit the subscribe button. It really helps my channel grow. Today is the start of another themed reading vlog. This one has to do with colors of the book. I have so many pink books, and Lexi did this video as well where she read books like thriller and mystery with pink covers, and I have so many of those as well, so I figured I would do this too. And also because I had to read Magic Lies and Deadly Pies for the Pyramid Book Club and I wanted to fit it into a video, so we're just gonna do that. I'm gonna show you the books that I picked out and a little bit what they're about. I think these are all mysteries or thrillers. I honestly don't really know. I know that they are some shade of pink, so I'm going to show you the book and then we'll go into the vlog. So the first one is The Missing Years by Lexi Elliott. I know that M from 21 Readers read this and recommended this, and I love her recommendations. I think she's great. I'll put her down below and you should check out her channel. The next one is something that I was supposed to read for a Black Weenathon and never got to it because Halloween was just a mess, and that is We Ride Upon Sticks by Quan Berry. This is the one I'm not sure if it is actually a thriller, but we're gonna do it anyway. I have had the audiobook on hold for a while and I keep like deliver later, so I'm excited to actually read this one. The next one is Magic Lies and Deadly Pies by Misha Pop. This is the one for the Pyramid Book Club for December. I am going to read this first because I have to read it for book club, and I'm so excited about this one. It's a cozy mystery. The next one is one that I've been looking forward to all year, and that is Love in the Time of Serial Killers by Alicia Thompson. I know a lot of people were iffy about this one because it like glamorizes true crime. I think I would like to read it for myself before I give an opinion. I feel like that's like, why would we do that? So I'm excited to read this one. I actually don't know if it's a thriller or romance. It just says novel in the back, so we will find out. The next one is actually YA. So we'll see. And that is Teen Killers Club by Lily Sparks. On Twitter in the middle of the year, I asked people what their best book they had read so far in 2022 was, and I actually had an author reply to me and they said that this was the best book that they had read, and this is part of a series. I had never heard of it before it was recommended to me, so I'm very excited for it. And the last one is one that I got just for the cover. If you're not new here, you know that that is, you know, normal. And that is One of Us is Dead by Geneva Rose. I got this on Pango. I got it like that. I got this book for $2. I think that's really good. Anyway, I don't know much about this book. This is the same author of The Perfect Marriage, which I haven't read either, but this author is like really active on Book Talk, and I just like really like this cover. So these are the 6 pink books I will be reading for this reading vlog. Roll the vlog. I am 107 pages into Magic Lies and Deadly Pies by Misha Pop. I am loving this so far. This is the story of Daisy, who is a pie baker, but really she has magic pies that she delivers like covertly to kill men who have done wrong by women in her small town. So that's amazing. So far, it has been feminist as fuck. Like, they talked about a Republican president who was very reminiscent of Trump. They talked about like the Women's March and just like taking down the patriarchy. Actually, hold on. I would like to read to you the dedication. It says, "To everyone working to dismantle the patriarchy in their own way." And I'll show that to you. I don't read a lot of cozy mysteries, but I should read more of them because I am absolutely loving this so much. Like, truly, there isn't a lot of plot, but it doesn't even matter because, like, it's about deadly pies. And that's all I care about. So now Daisy is entering a contest for, like, the best pie in the state, and that's, like, how far I am with 100 pages. I'm listening to this on Scribd on 3 times speed, and at 3 times speed I can finish this in less than 3 hours, and that is just like amazing to me. So I will check back in when I'm like 2/3 of the way through and let you know what I'm thinking about this again. Okay, I know that this book came out before Roe was overturned, but this book is talking about like real world things now that Roe has been overturned, and I personally think that's great. I like real world things in my books, especially if it affects a lot of people. But the fact that this author wrote it before Roe was even overturned is nuts to me. So I'm just really liking this. I'm really liking this. I am on page 219 of Magic Lies and Deadly Pies. What? And I'm loving this. So we're at the mystery part, which is she's getting like blackmailed because obviously she makes these fucking deadly pies and men die. And someone has found out about it and they're blackmailing her. So that's like the whole mystery part. So I've just found out who the blackmailer is. That was really interesting and good. And I'm just like, how is this going to end? But it's just like, there's no... Like, it's not a thriller, so there's no, like, blood, it's no horror, so there's no, like, scary things. Like, you don't even see the men die with the pies. She just, like, delivers the pies, and then you assume that the men die because they're deadly pies. So, I need to read more cozy mysteries because I'm having a great time. I finished Magic Lies and Deadly Pies last night. I read it in one night on sprints, which is something I have not done in a while. The audiobook at regular speed was a little over 8 hours. At 3 times speed, it was 2 hours and 40 minutes. So I was able to do that in one night, which I haven't like sat down and read a book in one night in a while because usually I go to bed pretty early. I'm a little tired today, I'm not gonna lie, but it was worth it because I gave this 5 stars. I feel like anytime I pick up a cozy mystery, I absolutely love them. I just don't pick them up enough. But I feel like I should. Like, I absolutely love this. It was feminist as fuck. It was relevant to politics. I usually don't like to read books about politics because I am pretty active in politics in my real life. So like I read to escape, right? However, I felt like this one was really important. And in my last clip, I said something about how it dealt with Roe versus Wade. And this was before Roe was even overturned. And this author just like did what consequences it would have. And I thought that was really interesting. So 5 stars for this. I know it's a series and I am interested to see like where else is this going to go? Like the whole thing was like the second part of the story was that she entered like a baking competition, and in the epilogue she was thinking about going to like a national thing, so it's probably gonna involve that. But overall, this was a good time. Like I had a great time with this book. I was giggling. I thought it was really relevant. I just thought it was so cute. Also, the main character is queer, and it's not like explicitly said, which I thought was great, but like you know that she's queer. So love this one. 5 stars. I can't wait to talk about this with the Pyramid Book Club discussion, and I hope if you joined us, you liked it too. I really did not make it far into this one. I'm not gonna lie to you. I barely made it 15% when I decided to DNF this one. It's because it's YA, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. And also, I'm listening to the audiobook at 3 times speed and it feels so slow. And I just know that if I keep reading this book, it's going to put me in a slump. So basically, this book is about a group of killers, teen killers, right? And they're sent to this camp to like learn how to kill people, and that's just how far I've gotten. But like the main character didn't kill anyone, so she is there and like out of her element. I'm sure that this is good, but I am not gonna force myself to read something if I don't like it. Like that reading is supposed to be fun. This is not fun for me. So unfortunately, I am DNFing Teen Killers Club and I have to stop reading. Why? And I say this in every video. Please, someone help me. I am over 100 pages into Love in the Time of Serial Killers. I think I put this down as it was a thriller. I think it's a romance, but that's fine. I'm still gonna keep it for this project because it is pink and red. So we're following this woman who's coming back to her hometown in Florida to clean out and sell her recently deceased father's house. She was not close to her, I cannot remember her name, Phoebe. Phoebe was not close to her dad. Her parents got divorced when she was 15 and she decided to go live with her mom, and her brother decided to stay with his dad. So she's not close, like she wasn't close to her dad, and she's not really close to her brother. But we do have the love interest, which is the neighbor, and he seems like a really nice guy, super shy. But Phoebe is writing a dissertation on serial killers, so she's like overly cautious of men in general, but like of everything really. I don't normally do this, but I looked at reviews, and Chelsea from Chelsea Darling Reads, who I absolutely adore, DNF this like 46% in, and I think I'm at 36% in, and I'm liking it. So I don't know, like I don't think it's boring. I don't think it's silly. Well, it's kind of silly as a romance, but I mean, I'm liking it so far. I just don't know if this wasn't what people expected. Like, I guess I wasn't expecting a romance either, but it is a romance. So 30 whatever percent in, I'm liking this so far. Okay, for some reason, I did not update like at all for this book, but I just finished it. It took me several days, which doesn't make any sense because it's 320 pages, but like it was just fine. And like the whole time I felt like it was just fine. But honestly, I think I liked it. I think I'm gonna give it 4 stars. 4 stars. 4 stars. This is definitely not a thriller, it's a romance, which is fine. I like romance. There was, of course, a third act breakup, but there's always a third act breakup. So like, that's totally fine. I really like true crime. And the main character, Phoebe, also likes true crime. Like, that's her whole thing. She's writing a whole dissertation about it. And she brings up some cases that I'm familiar with. And also a TV show on Investigation Discovery called Disappeared that I used to be obsessed with. Also, there was a Taylor Swift reference. There was a One Direction reference. So, overall, a very good time. 4 stars for Love in the Time of Serial Killers. I think this author has a new book coming out this year, which I will be checking out. I think I'm kind of in my DNF era. Not that I ever wasn't in my DNF era, but before I would give a book at least 100 pages and then leave. But I don't really do that anymore. If I know that the writing isn't working for me, I will just simply put it down now, which I think is growth. So unfortunately, I made it 62 pages into We Ride Upon Sticks. I think the concept of this book is really good. I think the writing just doesn't work for me, and that is because this book is so overwritten. Like, this author is detailing every single little minute thing that I, as a reader, personally do not care about. And I have this problem with a lot of authors who like overwrite, and the person I think of the most is Marissa Meyer, especially in not like Cinder and that series, but all of her other books, especially Renegades and that one time she wrote a YA contemporary, were, in my opinion, so overwritten that I just lost interest. And that's what happened with We Ride Upon Sticks. And also, I made it 2 chapters in 62 pages. So the chapters were like 30 pages long, and I personally don't want to do that. I am a short chapter girly, and I looked at the next chapter and it's like 40 pages, and I personally don't want to do that. So I DNF'd this pretty early on, and I'm really proud of myself. So I'm just gonna pretend like this never happened. I'm gonna take it completely off Goodreads and we will read another book. I don't even know what this is about. As far as I had gotten, they played 2 games of field hockey, and that was it. But apparently it has to do about witches at some point, which is what I wanted to get to, but I'm not going to do that to myself. So on to the next one. I am about 25% into One of Us is Dead by Geneva Rose. I have not read anything by this author before, but I follow her on TikTok and she's super funny. But we are following, I think it's 4 women, and the audiobook has different narrators for each woman, so very happy. Anyway, they are very affluent in this town, and what's happened is one of the dudes cheated on his wife and now is remarried to the woman he had an affair with. And now she is also living in this town. And the woman who got divorced is also here. And there's a lot of like catfighting and stuff, people taking sides. So basically the men suck in this book. And there's a lot of catfighting. I don't love books about catfighting as well as when they're like adult women, but I feel like maybe for this situation I understand because of the whole cheating aspect. So we will see how it goes. All I know is that at the end, or at some point, one of them is dead and they're all being like investigated at some point as well. So that's what I know about 25% in. I will keep you updated. I am almost done this book. I'm flying through it. It's 11 o'clock and I started it at like 8 o'clock, which with like breaks and stuff is really fast for me, but I'm still really liking it. It has a lot to do with money, which I really like. Rich people drama, so this has a lot of that. And it also has to, like, they're very, very wealthy, but I feel like they're spending more than what they actually have, and that's where I am like right now with one of the couples. But there also is a lot of cheating, so I don't know, like I know a lot of people don't like cheating in romance, which I totally understand, but if you're okay with cheating in like a thriller, then you'll probably like this one because like everyone is cheating basically. But I'm still really liking this. Right now I have like a little less than an hour left of the audiobook. I'm thinking it could be a 4-star, which I think is really good, unless something amazing happens with the ending, and that's how I always am. If it's a strong ending, I always usually give it a higher star, so we will see. I finished One of Us is Dead, and the thing is that I liked it a lot, but I didn't love it, and I didn't think it was anything remarkable. I did like that the like cattiness turned around and they ended up all helping each other, but I just don't think it was amazing. Hold on, guys. Okay, so I'm going to give this 3 stars, and I am not going to keep it, but I would read other books by this author. So I know that The Perfect Marriage is on KU, and I am interested in that, so we will see. But this was... okay. Hello. I completely forgot about this book. I had to return it. I didn't finish it. And then I had to renew it, but I couldn't renew it for like 2 weeks. And then by the time I got it back, I just was no longer interested in it. You can see where my bookmark is. I should probably take that off. So I have a bookmark. But I ended up DNFing this, I think, before the 50% mark because I did not put it as completely read on Goodreads. I put it in my DNF folder on Goodreads. And it was so boring. Like, it was more about the community where this house was and not a lot about the house. And normally I really like slow going thrillers and horror because I know that the end is going to pay off. But for some reason, this one just didn't work for me, and I thought it was too slow. So give me 1 second and I will do a wrap up for this video. So the whole point of this video was to read books that were all kind of thrillers, that were pink. And I know that Lexi also did this video and she was like, sure, you can do it. But I want to point out that Brie from 4 Paws in a Book is doing literally, it's called the Rainbow Project, where she is taking 6 books off of her shelves with the same color, much like the Alphabet Project. And I want to say that I was starting this before the Rainbow Project, so I'm not stealing anyone's project. It just kind of happened that way. But let me go over this wrap up. I honestly did not go well, and I don't remember in what order I read these. But I did read this for the Alphabet Project for the Pyramid Book Club, and this is what started this video. And this is Magic Lies and Deadly Pies, and I believe I gave this 5 stars, but honestly, we read it, like, I've been doing this since December. So I read this in December. I believe I gave this 5 stars, and I really liked it. And the second one is out. It's called A Good Day to Pie, and I need to listen to it because I just know it's gonna be good. Once again, I don't remember in what order I read these. But the next one that I DNF'd is Teen Killers Club. And it's because it was YA. And I'm not afraid to say that I no longer like YA. I'm almost 33 years old. Like, it totally makes sense that I no longer like YA. And I should have never gotten this. But this was specifically recommended to me by someone. That DNF that. That was a DNF. The next one was a romance that didn't really fit into this, but I still ended up liking this. I think I gave this 3.5 or 4 stars. It was good, but not great. Like, I think this author has a book coming out this year, and I think it's a blue cover. I still remember everything about this book, which normally I read a book and it's just out of my brain forever, but I do remember this one and I did like it. Next is another DNF, and that is We Ride Upon Sticks. There were several things that didn't work for me. A lot of it was the writing, the extremely long chapters, but I think it was the writing. Like, every little tiny thing was described, and that is not what I want in books. I know I just said that I like a slow burn, but this was like snail's pace, and that is absolutely not what I want. And I read so many reviews. Before I DNF, I look at 5-star reviews and I look at 1 and 2-star reviews. And I ended up agreeing more with the 1 and 2-star reviews than the 5-star reviews. And that's when I know that I have to DNF. So I'm really sad that this didn't work for me, because this was also recommended to me specifically. So yeah, people don't know me, I don't know myself. The next one was this book is so heavy. Every time I pick it up, I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. But this is One of Us is Dead, and I gave it 3 stars. This author has The Perfect Marriage out on KU, and I will absolutely be picking that up, because there was nothing wrong with this. It was, once again, good, not great. And I really honestly didn't like the ending, and endings are really important to me. Like, endings make it or break it, and this one kind of broke it. So yeah. And then last but not least is The Missing Years, which was also a DNF. So this was like, I only like 2 books. Did I only like 2 books? I only like 2 books. So this didn't go great, but at least I got 6 books read. They're all from my shelves. I'm really focusing on my own books, which doesn't mean that I'm not buying books, because I absolutely am, but I'm just focusing on reading the books that I own, and I'm doing that, and I have been doing that since the Alphabet Project. I'm really proud of myself. So thanks for watching my video. This went horribly, but I do recommend 2 of these. And thanks for watching my video. See you in my next one. Bye.
Losing time, I'm fading fast.